When I discovered self-care a couple of years ago, it was a game changer for me. I learned the importance of spending time alone and rediscovering who I am and what I enjoyed doing before I became a wife and a mom. God put something inside of women. We don't mind giving up ourselves, and sometimes we end up losing our identity. What's not good about that is when you lose who you are, you also forget about the things that's important to you, things that you enjoyed doing before you became a wife and a mom. One of the hardest things for me when my children was young was learning how to balance my time with my children. My husband is a pastor. We started our ministry over 30 years ago. And what a lot of women don't understand about when you're married to a pastor is your whole life is revolved around the ministry. So it's so easy to get caught up in the ministry, doing things that's going to help the church grow and also run smoothly, but you neglect your personal life, your family. And I know it's because working for God feels good, but it's also important to God that you take care of all of your responsibilities at home. I do understand why it was so hard for me to balance my personal life from ministry is because ministry life has been all I ever known. My mom, she was a pastor and she started pastoring when I was a baby. Technically, ministry has been my whole life. I just had a hard time with separating it from my home life. And you may wonder, well, why should you do that if you are a Christian? The reason why you have to separate it from your home life, you have to be mindful of your role as being a mom and making sure that you are taking care of your responsibilities. It's very important to make sure that you are available for your children. Speaking from personal experiences, as a pastor's child, it doesn't make a child feel good when you feel that your parent is attentive to everyone else's needs but yours. And if you're not careful, you can easily make your child resent that you are working in ministry. And that is why a lot of pastors' kids, when they become adults, they don't want to go to church. They don't want anything to do with ministry. And it's only because of the way that their parents neglected them. So I had to find self-care and balance to serve God and my family effectively. It took me a long time to learn this, but I had to learn that family time should only be spent outside of church events. For example, family time is not when you have your children with you and also the youth group from the church and you guys are going on some type of outing. Family time should be separate from church events. Now, this was a game changer for me. I learned that in order for me to be able to serve my family, that I had to be well. I had to spend some time alone on a regular basis. That is how I rejuvenate. So it's important as a mom every so often to do things by yourself without your children or your husband. When my children were in grade school, that is when I got into exercising. I learned how important exercising regularly is. Exercising helped ease my stress, and it also helped me to relax and also just feel good about doing something positive just for me. Faith has helped me in so many ways through my challenges in my life. I don't know how I could ever survive without having a good relationship with God. There were a time in my life to where I was having some difficulties in my marriage. And I know that if I didn't have a good relationship with God, I would not have made it through that. I had to depend on him and also trust in him. And the only way that you can trust in God when you are going through is you're going to have already have developed that relationship with him. Other than that, you're not going to be able to lean and trust that he will take care of you. In 2020, I lost my mom. And I do know the only way that I was able to cope with that, and I'm still coping with it, is only because of God. I leaned on Him because I knew that I needed His help. I remember feeling alone because one thing I loved about my mom is she have always been there for me. And when I lost her, I wondered, who do I go to now? Who do I have? What reassured me is that I have God, and I know that He will always be there for me, and He comforted me. And I know that I would not have been able to give my burden to Him if I didn't have a good relationship with Him. These are some scriptures that have carried me through, and I want to encourage you to read these scriptures when you find yourself going through a challenging situation. Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him." I had to learn to trust in the Lord with all of my heart. 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Cast your cares on Him, for He cares for you." No matter what you're going through, you have to learn to give your cares to God because He does care for you. And He will help you to carry your burdens. I want to encourage you to strengthen your faith in God and allow Him to be a source of your inner strength. Self-care has helped to improve my mental and physical health. It has helped me with stress, improved my mindset, and focus on things that are important to me. Self-care has helped me to find balance in my roles. I'm a Christian. My relationship with God is important to me. And most of all, I want to please Him. God is pleased when I spend time with Him by reading my Bible, praying, and going to church. I'm also a wife, and my relationship with my husband is important. He is pleased when I spend time with him, cook, and also make love to him. I'm a mom and a stepmom. I want to have a good relationship with my children. They are pleased when I am available when they need me, when I spend time with them. I don't preach to my children. I minister to them by being an example. Faith and self-care can complement each other. Taking care of your well-being, taking care of yourself, allows you to serve your family and your congregation. Every morning before I walk into work, in my car, I spend a few minutes with God. I read a scripture, and after that, sometimes I meditate by just listening to music, and I also pray. Every day at work, I take 30 minutes out of my lunch break and I walk for 30 minutes. My health is important to me, and I do these things daily because I want to be a well-balanced Christian. I want to remind you that you are not alone in your journey. I would love for you to share your faith and your self-care experiences in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video and you just want to support me, subscribe to my channel, click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I have a new upload, and also share this video with a friend. Make sure you check out my video series about finding balance. Thank you for tuning in. May God bless you. Bye.